going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. And before we get in today's episode, I just want y'all to let y'all know I'm going to be saying a happy early Thanksgiving because next week's episode, I will not be here. I will be with family and celebrating the holidays. And of course, you all will be celebrating the holidays as well. But we will be back after Thanksgiving with a week. So um, after that, we will be back with another episode of the Tricology News Talk. But until then, we got a couple of mainstream news for you to talk about today, and also we have two movie reviews to talk about as well. So with that being said, let's get into our first piece of news today. Jacob Edwards says Superman was too dark for him to audition. I wonder which one he was talking about, the Zack Snyder version or the James Gunn version. I'm thinking the Zack Snyder version, so to me. But let's read the article what Variety had to say. Ecuador has abandoned acting years thanks to his roles in the Sofia Coppola Priscilla and Emerald Fennell's Saltburn. He's currently in production with Paul Schrader on the film Old Canada and their third season of the HBO hit series Aparia to shoot next year. He's revealed in the new interview with GQ magazine says that he turned down a request to audition for Superman. I'm supposed to finish it with Never Say Never. He answered the question about the superhero movie. Well, they asked me to read for Superman. That immediately, no thank you. That's too much. That's too dark for me. Maybe, well, my thing is you'll never say never. Now that Superman is already cast, maybe he might go for another DC role in the new James Gunn universe. Who knows? But with that being said, let's move on. Tom Hiddleston says his days of playing Loki is now over. So, in case y'all didn't see the final episode in the season two of Loki, man, like that's like watching when Iron Man did that snap and he was gone. And same thing with Loki, and like it looked like he had his happy ending too, but in a sad way. But like, man, is he really gone? I don't know. But let's read the article what Forbes had to say. In the conclusion of season 2, it's also the conclusion to 6 films and 12 episodes and 14 years of my life, Hiddleston said, noting that he was 29 when he was first cast as Loki and he is now 42. It has been an entire third of his life, and is not exactly stunned that he will eventually be moving on, even as the MCU will continue around him. So a lot of people are saying that, oh, there won't be a third season of Loki, and I'm like, oh man. So I guess with that being said, the character Sophia. So I think I pronounced it right, but yeah, the character or you like to say the female Loki, it would say. So she will have a permanent role going into the MCU. There's a rumor that she might show up in Deadpool 3, and then that will lead us to Avengers Kang Dynasty, and also that will lead to Secret War, and we also might see her meet with Thor, and she probably tell him, say like, oh, look what the alternate Loki did for the universe, and then she showed that he's also died too. So yeah, man, I'm like, damn. Well, not everybody can play the same role. Everybody's time was up. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris Evans as Captain America, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Even though a lot of rumors say they might be coming back, but I don't know. But man, continue on with the MCU. The Marvel missed a low MCU opening. So let's look at these stats here. So these are one of the reasons that people are saying that that the Marvels had a worse box office open. One says it's because of the state of the MCU, um, the sub per marketing campaign. Cast cannot go out and promote the film while the actors were still on strike, and average fans had no idea who Monica or Kamala are. That is true. So that I do believe in all of these reasons. So I state my opinion on the MCU on a previous episode, but y'all already know what's the deal. The live action He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie are finally coming, but not from Netflix, but from Amazon. Let's read what Variety has to say. Amazon MGM Studios is in serious talk to mount a live action Masters of the Universe movie from Adam and Aaron Nee, the writer and directing team behind The Lost City. According to multiple sources, conversations are taking place with Amazon and after Netflix dropped a planned vision for the Nee Brothers film in July. Netflix spent nearly 30 million in development costs in over 2 years of the production in project. The streamer walked away when the tempo budget originally set for more than 200 million could not be meaningfully reduced. So yeah, I trust Amazon. They might pull off a good one there. So let's see. Hopefully, we get more details then. Christopher Nolan tells fans to go buy Oppenheimer Blu-ray so the streamers cannot steal it. So yeah, if you're one of those people that like to get the Blu-ray copies, I suggest you get them now. That's so But let's read this statement. What Christopher Nolan had to say. And in case of Oppenheimer, we put a lot of care and attention into the Blu-ray version and trying to translate the photography and the sound, putting that into digital realm with a version that you can buy and own at home and put on the shelf, so no evil streaming service can steal it from you. So that's a statement there. So let's move on. Tiger Waititi confirms he is not involved with Third Five. Thank God. Let's read what Variety has to say. Tiger Waititi told Business Insider that he will not be involved in the third movie, at least if it's happening anytime in the next 6 years or so. I know I won't be involved. I'm going to commemorate on these other films that I've signed up for. So that 6 and 7 years are gone. But I love Marvel. I love working with them. I love Chris, and I would never feel like they are cheating on me. Waititi added, noting that he has no ill will if Marvel goes ahead and hires another writer and director for the fifth Thor movie. We are in an open relationship, and it's like if they want to see other people, I'm happy for that. It still get back into bed with them one day. So now is his character Kang is not gonna be there and Korg be there as well? Like his character completely done as well? Like he never touched on that. All he did, he was just talking about not being in the director's chair and being the writer for it. That's all the thing he talked about. He never mentioned his character in the Thor movie. So let's hope and see. We'll hopefully get more details on that one. Continue on with the MCU. They are moving away from the Kane dynasty. And I'm like, why? You started something, now you got to finish it. But let's read the article from Coming Soon says, Speaking on the Ringer's House on the R podcast, co-writer and new Marvel book, The MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, Joseph Robinson claimed that Jeff Lovison is no longer working on the Avengers 5. She says, I heard someone recently, the screenwriter Jeff Lovison, who wrote Quantumania, who was supposed to write the Kane Dynasty anyway, it was confirmed. Had it confirmed me that he is no longer working for Marvel. I asked the person why. They said the reason that he was all wrapped into this Kane storyline, and they are likely to go be moving away from that. Even the director from Shang-Chi even dropped out as well. So, man, there's going to be a lot of changes going on. Man, it's just crazy. Ryan Gosling's and Emily Blunt's Fall Guy movie has moved into Deadpool's 3 old release date. So it was originally supposed to be released on March 1st, but now it's getting moved to May 3rd. I mean, not bad. At least you could start the 2024 summer movie off with a bang. So not bad. But let's read this article what Deadline had to say. Universal Pictures is pushing back the release of The Fall Guy starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. The action comedy film was originally set to premiere on March 1st, 2024, and now will be dropped on Friday, May 3rd, 2024. The Fall Guy revolves around Gosling's Colt Severs, a battle-scarred stuntman who is having left the business years earlier to focus on both his physical and mental health. Is dragged back into service when the star of the mega budget studio movie directed by his ex, Jodie Marshall, played by Emily Blunt, goes missing. And I saw the trailer for this, and I was absolutely into this movie. Why? Because it was directed by the same director that directed John Wick, and you know when you have like a John Wick style into your movies, you already know it's gonna be good. So I cannot wait for that. Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow, finds its writer. So Deadline posted a tweet on from James Gunn on Twitter, and he said this: "A heartily public welcome to Anne Nogura to the DC Studios family. Anne is an amazing writer whose screenplay adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow is above and beyond anything I hoped it would be. We are excited to be moving forward in this unique take Supergirl in this beautiful star-spangled tale." So, and like I said, if James Gunn is being the boss and not let Warner Brothers interfere with anything, he will be good. And I'm pretty sure if he does that, we'll have a good Supergirl movie as well. Lord and Miller called Coyote and Amber the best Looney Tune movie ever. So I guess they probably saw like a first cut, a rough draft cut of the film, because Warner Brothers recently canceled the movie, but thanks to a lot of people saying, "Oh, do not cancel this movie, put this movie back." So they did put it back. So they are back into post production stages, and somehow the directors Lord and Miller saw it, and they say that it was pretty good. So let's read a couple of tweets from the directors. This one first coming from Chris Miller, and he said, "I saw Kyrie and Anime. It is delightful, funny, charming, good physical comedy, timing with a surprising amount of heart. I hope several studios go after it so the world can see all the good work that people did." So in case y'all didn't know, John Cena is in this movie as well. And then let's read what Philip Lord, and he says, "Coyote and Anime is wonderful. D Green Machine nails it. Horrendously smart, existing and moving, and makes all this all-time character more relevant than ever." So, yep, and hopefully we get a release date on that soon. Superman Legacy had cast his villain role. Let's read what Deadline had to say. Uh, Maria Gabriela de Fer, a Venezuela actress, best known for her roles in the Fox comedy Animal Control and The Moody's, has landed a breakout part in the film side, joining the cast of James Gunn's the Superman Legacy. Her character is Angela Spicer, aka the Engineer, part of the Warner Brothers and DC Flip villain team. Angie's powers steams from the Tricology built into her body. Created by Walt Ellis and Brian Hitz, she is the second DC character to bear the name of the Engineer, and it was first introduced in the Authority Volume 1, Number 1 in 1999. So, I looked up that character, and she's kind of like the T-1000 in Terminator 2, if I can best describe that. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how the Engineer turns out on screen. So I'm excited. Fantastic Four eyes Pedro Pascal as Richard Reeds. Now, I was very curious on this one because my choice would have been John Krasinski, but hey, they hated Pedro Pascal, and a lot of people that they said a lot of people when they cast a certain people for a certain character, they was like, why? But at the end of it, they turned out really good. Like for example, Heath Ledger. Like people believe that he was not really the Joker, but then when he saw him on screen in The Dark Knight, he absolutely nailed the role. Same thing went for Ben Affleck for the Batman and Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman, and they nailed their role perfectly as well. So let's see what Pedro Pascal does, and hopefully he'll have the same haircut as Mr. Fantastic and everything. So that's just what I hope to see how it turns out. But let's read the article. Variety says Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four, which will bring one of its most known superhero teams in all the comics into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is zeroing in on one of its main leads. Pedro Pascal is currently being eyed to play Richard Reeves, aka Mr. Fantastic, a brilliant scientist who gains the ability to bend and stretch his body like rubber, following an exposure of gamma rays during its scientific expansion through outer space. Now, I know Pedro Pascal got a lot of things on this plate, especially with The Last of Us and all that other stuff. So, but Marvel is trying to figure out an open window for him to film Mr. Fantastic. So now we got that out of the way. Now we got to figure out who will be cast as the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing as well. So we can have a full Fantastic Four cast. But going back to Pedro Pascal, the role will continue Pascal's hot streak of iconic characters. His career first took off with an immortal turn as Prince Oberyn Martell on Game of Thrones. Then to hit a new high when he was cast as the titular bounty hunter in Star Wars The Mandalorian, the first Star Wars TV and inaugural series for Disney+. The 48-year-old actor was recently nominated for an Emmy in his performance in the ongoing HBO series The Last of Us. So, yeah. And let's just wait and see what Pedro Pascal does as Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic Four. Now, there was another cast for Marvel, and people are not too familiar on this one. This was the Walking Dead actor Stephen Young, was confirmed as Marvel's Sanity for the Thunderbolts. Let's read this statement here coming from Robert Kirkman. He says, "My good friend Stephen Young is playing the sorority in the movie." Kurt said, "Yeah, he called me. He went in a full costume fitting. I hope I'm not I don't think this is a spoiler or anything that he this will get anybody in trouble. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I don't care. I don't work for Marvel. What they gonna do for me? So that was the statement he made, and not many people, like I said, not many people are thrilled with the latest two castings. But let's hope if they can pull it out. If they don't, it all falls on Marvel. The next Avengers movie to be reworked as a two-parter. Remember, I told you that they might kill off Kang and go with Doctor Doom. But let's read this article. Marvel Studios will now begin to search for another filmmaker to take charge in the ambitious MCU event movie. It sounds like whoever does take the gig is going to be very busy for the next few years. According to Jeff Snyder, Kevin Feige additionally won the same director for both Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, which is actually a two-parter. Snyder has also heard that a title change may be imminent. Now it seems clear that Marvel is taking steps to veer away from the planned Kane storyline, either replacing Jonathan Majors as a villain or dishing the character altogether and shift focus to another multiverse saga, Big Bad, possibly Doctor Doom. Now, I say they should finish the Kane storyline in Secret Wars, and then you start building up to the next Big Bad in Doctor Doom. But I don't know what they have planned. So, and like I said before, for Jonathan Major, that man is innocent. I don't know why this man is still in trial, but it is what it is. But that's all the movie review I have for you guys today. But let's get into our two movie reviews for y'all today. The first one we're going to talk about is the Thanksgiving movie, and this was based off a concept trailer that was introduced in the 2007's Grindhouse, and is now being finally put on film. And this one is directed by Eli Roth. And in this movie, after a Black Friday riot ended in a tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer known as John Carpenter terrorized Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday. So, as I watched the movie, it does has a lot of it still has a lot of continuity to the concept trailer, even though it was not directed by Robert Rodriguez. But you get what I'm saying there. But it still had a lot of continuity from the concept trailer, and the killer in this movie, he used a lot of weapons and materials that is like that Thanksgiving material, and like, oh my god, the killing in this movie, it is the best over the top gore that you can ask for Eli Roth. And the suspense in this movie comes when it comes to a lot of the chase scenes. That's where the suspense come in. Now, it's not scary at all, but it is going to be a lot to enjoy when it comes to the kills. And yeah, it is very funny at times, and they do have a lot of silly moments at times, but it flowed well in terms of in the pacing of the movie. Now, as I watched this, we're going into the to the characters. Like, for example, the teens in this movie. It kind of had that Scream element in the movie. Like John, like the killer, the John Carpenter had a motive. Like when you see the Black Friday massacre scene, like this killer had a motive. Like, you'll see why he's targeting all these people on his list. So it definitely, like I said, it definitely had that Scream element into it. And then, like, they also had a reveal of like who the killer was, and you will be surprised on who actually lives or dies in this movie. But going back to the teens, even though they are like supposed to be like annoying characters, but I think you will enjoy them as well, and also like the other sub characters in this movie as well. But this is definitely a movie that I will be watching over and over when it comes out on streaming or uh any other way that they might be showing it at. So by the time we get to every Thanksgiving season, I will be watching this movie over and over because I had a great time while watching this movie. Like Eli Roth, like he delivered like it didn't have to be a masterpiece at times, but it was definitely a movie that you can enjoy and watch over and over, and that's what I got from this movie. So I'm gonna give this movie an A. And not only is it a movie that you need to watch in theaters, but I promise you, it is a movie that you'll probably be getting a physical copy, whether it's the Blu-ray or DVD to your collection. And that's how I feel for that movie. So I definitely enjoyed it, and I recommend you guys to watch it as well. Alrighty. With that being said, let's go to our next movie review, and that's going to be on the Hunger Games, the Battle of the Songbirds and Snakes. So this serves as a prequel to the very first Hunger Games that came out in 2012. So this one is directed by Francis Lawrence, and it is based on the latest 2020 novel that is heavily named The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And this film stars Tom Burford, Rachel Zegler, Peter Dinklage, John Schwartzman, Hunter Sofran, Josh Andreas Riverton, and Viola Davis. So the plot says set at the 64 years before the events of the first film. It follows the events that eventually lead a young Snow on the path of becoming a treacherous leader in path which includes his relationship with the Hunger Games tribute Lise Gray during the years of the 10th Hunger Games. Now, going into this movie, it is very close to the 3 hour movie, and man, like the first hour, a couple minutes of the movie, it has its plot and everything, but the next hour, it's like I'm watching a two-parter movie into one movie. Like they talk about one plot in a movie, and then they switch over to another plot. Like that was like the weird one at first. It was kind of like over the place and everything. But besides that, the story was fine. Well, for what it was. The cast was great. Um, the ending was kind of rushed at certain point, but I do but I will say this was a solidified entry in the Hunger Games of franchise. Now, a lot of people saying it's the best of the franchise, but I don't think it is. But it's still a solid movie as well. But yeah, but ain't nothing too much I can say about it. It's a solid movie. It's not the best what people are saying, but still a solid movie to watch, especially if you're a fan of the Hunger Games, and if you already read the book. I say y'all check out this movie as well. So I'll give this movie a B plus grade. I'll give it that to be safe. So yep. Um, that's all I have for you guys today. And if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell with new episodes or any other videos that I might upload to YouTube, and share this episode as well. And if you're listening to me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, don't forget to follow me there as well. And with that being said, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.